Hi guys, thanks for checking out another TM Hair Products video. In today's video, I'm going to answer one of my subscribers' questions. She asked me about blow drying hair, and when I replied to her, I just said, I just use a comb attachment. It's nothing special about what I do, but she responded and she said she's a visual learner and she just wanted a little more information, and I'm happy to do that for her. She is a customer of mine, so I'm happy to do that for her. Her name is Imelda. So Imelda, I'm going to answer your questions regarding blow drying. Do you use the tension method with a comb attachment? Yes, I do. The blow dryer that I have here, this is my blow dryer. It is over 10 or 12 years old. They discontinued this blow dryer, but I love this blow dryer. And for those of you who don't know, the tension method is holding the hair taut and going up and down the hair with the dryer, not going into the hair yet with a comb. Now, you don't need the comb to do the tension method, but once you have achieved the level of straightness that you want with the comb, with the tension method, you can go back in with the comb. So the tension method is this. So you hold the hair taut, pulling it a little straighter, and you go up and down the hair with the blow dryer. Now, once you get the hair as dry as you want, you then have to go in to the ends and blow dry the hair. That is the tension method, and I do sometimes use the tension method, but the one thing I really want to tell you guys is the blow dryer that you use, the mistake a lot of people make is their blow dryer gets very, very, very hot. This blow dryer in particular, I love this blow dryer, and I don't know what I'm going to do when I need another one, but this blow dryer, the force of the air comes out strong, not the heat of the air, and I hope that makes sense. So this blow dryer, I think, is the hottest it gets is, I'm sorry you guys, the door's open, birds are chirping, so if you guys hear that, I apologize. This blow dryer, I think, is, I think it goes up to 1875 in watts. So there's some blow dryers that are like 2,000, and that's a lot. So I don't use that, me personally. So what I do, like I said, with this blow dryer, I can do the tension method, and then I use the comb to comb my ends. But when your blow dryer gets very, very hot, that increases the chances of heat damage. So find a blow dryer that the force is stronger, not the level of heat that's stronger. And I hope that makes sense to you guys. Now, she asked me, do I use high heat with my blow dryer? High heat is relative to the person, because my blow dryer to some people is not very high heat. It's in the higher heat range, but it's not the highest heat. Like I see some people blow dryer and I'm like, like their blow dryer gets very hot. My blow dryer, it does get moderately hot, but the force of the air is stronger, and that's what dries my hair fast, not so much the heat from the dryer. And she said, do you apply Perfect Assist Styling Aid as a moisturizer while I blow dry? When I blow dry my hair, I don't add any products to my hair. I just blow dry the hair dry. Now, if you're a person and you are afraid of heat damage, what you can do is, one, you can let it air dry 80%. Once you've rinsed your hair, you can braid it in plaits and let your hair air dry about 80%, and then run through it with the blow dryer to pull it straighter. That's something that you can do to cut down on potential heat damage, and sometimes I do that. Sometimes I braid my girls' hair and sit them under a dome dryer and let their hair dry 80 or 90% like that, and that'll help cut down. For those of you who are afraid of heat damage, or you're not really big fans of blow drying your hair, that's a way to get the straightness of a blow dryer without the possible damage, the heat damage. Okay, and then now she said for some reason when she uses the comb attachment to blow dry her hair, her ends never come out very straight. Now, that can be a number of problems. One problem could be your hair needs a deep conditioning. And when I tell you guys deep conditioning, that's when you apply heat to lift the cuticle of the hair to allow the Smooth Through Detangler to go under and repair your hair and give your hair the nutrients that it needs. So without heat, those cuticles are not going to lift. So when you just condition your hair, when you just apply conditioner to your hair, the conditioner just sits on top of the hair. Now, there is some benefit to that, but to get the maximum benefit, you have to apply heat. That is very important. Now, some people, they just apply the conditioner in their hair, like in the shower, in their hair. yes, their hair is getting some of the benefits of the, I'm sorry, that's the phone. Their hair is getting some of the benefits of conditioning, but they're not getting the maximum benefits of conditioning. Okay. Okay, let me say this before I forget. Okay, and also when your ends are very bad, they don't get straight, they always feel rough in texture, you may need a trim on your hair. Like if you look at your ends and they're really wild and scattered and they feel rough, you may need to trim your hair. But I would tell you, email to first deep condition your hair, apply heat. If you don't have a dome dryer, you can use the ones that attach to a blow dryer. Those are really reasonable in cost, or the electric conditioning caps. Those are really reasonable in cost. So I would suggest doing that before trimming your hair, because I know you said something about trimming your hair like every so many months, and that may not be necessary if you deep condition. You will see a great change in your hair once you start to deep condition your hair. Okay, she said there was a slight curl to her ends. That could be the reason why, because you're not deep conditioning your hair. Some people's hair texture, it needs a deep conditioning. I am particularly one of those people. I have to deep condition my hair because my hair will feel rough in texture. So that could be before you trim your hair, because I think it was you that said you trim your hair maybe like every 3 or 4 months, and that may not be necessary. Like, because with my kids, I deep condition their hair regularly. I only trim their hair, very light trim their hair, unless they do something very damaging to their hair, like maybe once, maybe twice a year. I don't have to trim their hair very often because, one, I keep their ends moisturized, and two, I deep condition their hair. And that's another thing as well. Keep the ends of your hair moisturized. So I don't know if you wear your hair down, if you wear it pent up, but keep the ends of your hair moisturized. Use the Smooth Through Detangler to deep condition your hair, applying heat for about 20 minutes. Do that a couple of times and see what your hair feels like. You should notice a difference in your hair. Or you can try also try the tension method if you are concerned about having heat damage, and that in regards to blow drying your hair. So you can use the tension method. You can also use, like I said, the 80% air dry method, or you can sit under a hooded dome dryer to accelerate the air dry method, because sometimes when you have very thick hair like my daughter, her hair may take hours to dry because her hair is very thick. So sometimes I have to sit her under the dryer and I let her hair get about 80%, 90% dry, and then I just go through it with the blow dryer, with the teeth on the blow dryer, and blow dry her hair. Some people use their they take the comb off the blow dryer and they use a brush and they blow dry their hair. I think it's called the like a Brazilian blowout or something. I do not do that because that can cause severe heat damage, because you are literally putting the dryer on the hair. Like you're putting so the heat does not have time to come through the teeth of the comb. You're literally putting the dryer on the brush and you're literally brushing through the hair. I don't do that. I don't recommend that to people. I would prefer to get the kind of the same effect is by using the dome dryer method and then just going through the hair, blow drying the hair with a with the teeth of the comb. That made a huge difference to me. That's why I like to use a blow dryer with a comb attachment. But I would strongly recommend finding a blow dryer that does not get hot. 1800, 1875 max is what I'll use. I have a dryer that I use on my wigs and weaves that's a little hotter. I think it's like 2300 watts or something like that, or 2200 watts. I do not use that on my regular hair, but I will use it on my wigs and weaves. I will use it on that, but I do not use that on my natural hair because it can be too damaging. So I try to minimize heat because I like my hair in a stretch state, and my girls usually wear their hair in a stretch state. So I try to minimize the amount of heat I have to put on it to decrease heat damage. And I hope that makes sense. I hope I've answered your questions. If you have any other questions, leave them in the comments below. Thank you for being a customer and a subscriber, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys.